No wonder he wanted out. He was living a punishing life in which there was nothing for him. Each time he said no to something he longed to do, he was saying no to himself. For years, he'd been killing his spirit one choice at a time. In his mind, suicide was an obvious next step. When I pointed this out, Jack was completely stunned. You mean I've been doing this to myself? He was horrified, and in that moment, Jack became a man on a mission. I literally have nothing to lose, he told me. First, he simply acknowledged that his daily choices were not about his own preferences. This on its own was a radical awakening. He started to ask the love question. If I loved myself, what would I choose to do now? When he chose his breakfast, when he dressed for work, when he spoke to his wife, when he got in his car. Basically, in every moment, he remembered to ask it. This is so fascinating, he told me with wonder in his eyes a few weeks later. It's like I've been living with a stranger all this time, and now I'm getting to know me again. The old Jack is coming back. It's such a difference from waking up in the morning, feeling like I know exactly what's going to happen today and already hating it. Now, I feel curious to get out of bed and see what Jack wants today. The answers he got in response to the love question may seem small, but to him, they were huge. In fact, the first answer he'd received was, if I loved myself, I'd stop wearing those stupid shoes to work. I know it's what everyone wears, but I hate them. The day he wore more comfortable, but still work-appropriate shoes was the beginning of his new life. For the first time, he was paying attention to what felt good to him. Next, he started to eat the food that made his body happy, not the food his wife and their friends approved of. He drove to work on a road with a pleasant view, even though it was 10 minutes longer. He played music in the car and started asking himself, if I loved myself, what music would I let myself play? He started doing yoga instead of the punishing weight training his father had told him was for real men, and found that stretching his body made him feel more vibrant and healthy. And as he started to feel like he had permission to exist in the world, he began to have more hope about his life and was able to tackle the bigger questions like what work he actually liked and what to do about his marriage. When he finally faced up to his financial situation, he made the astonishing discovery that he was in fact relieved to let go of the house he'd never liked. I feel so free, he declared, like I've been released from a trap. One wonderful day, Jack looked at me with tears in his eyes and said, I can see now that it wasn't that I didn't want to live. It was that I didn't want to live the life I had created for myself. If you want a nice life, you have to do things you actually like. Jack still has things to sort out, but now he's living with purpose and joy because he's listening to his needs. And this is the secret to a happy life. Why exactly are we so scared of making choices? There's a reason we wobble in the moment of wanting to speak out and we choose to remain uncomfortably silent, or why we want to start our business but are too frightened to take the first steps, or why we want to say no to having children but give in to pressure from our family. It's not your fault you get scared. It's not a comment on your character or your willpower. There are massive social forces teaching you to comply and making it very difficult to follow your own inner truth. When you see what you're actually up against, you'll be a lot kinder to yourself and proud of the times you do manage